Greetings. Today's lesson is going to be over narrative writing. Define a few types of narrative writing and give you some tips on better narrative writing. So let's first define narrative writing. Narrative writing is a story that tells about people or animals doing something at some time and place. One way a lot of people remember narrative writing is to think of the word narrator. So if you have a narrator telling a story, there's a good chance it is a narrative piece of writing. So let's talk about the first type of narrative writing is a personal narrative. And personal narratives tell about a real experience that happened to the writer. It uses first person. It focuses on one important experience or time. And then it also shows the reader why the experience was important. It's not just an anecdote. It is a story that tells why it is important. Next we have a biographical narrative. A biographical narrative tells about a real event that happened to a person other than the writer. When you write a biographical narrative, you will use third person voice. You will study the experience and, if you possible, interview the person, and again show the reader why the experience was important. Next we have Next we have a fictional narrative. A fictional narrative is a made-up story. So when you write a fictional narrative, you make up interesting characters, you create a conflict, a problem the character must overcome or solve, and you tell whether the characters succeed or fail. So we would know this as a novel or short story would be considered a fictional narrative. So your three types are personal, which is autobiographical in nature, a biographical narrative, which is written about someone else, and a fictional narrative, which is a story that's not true. So, some methods to help you with your pre-writing on a narrative assignment. And this is one I particularly like a lot, a sensory chart. I like it when people put in their writing, the objective of your writing is to put the reader into the situation, and so that they can mentally be there, right there, along with the character. And a good way to do that is by using a sensory chart and thinking about everything that the character senses. Sights that they see, things that they hear, smells that they smell, tastes that they taste, and things that they can touch or feel. So a sensory chart to help you develop a scene or an idea is an excellent way to put the reader into the story. Timeline we've talked about in pre-writing, just using the timeline to organize your ideas and thoughts. Story map, this particular graphic has it in a chart form, but we've talked about the story map in a plot structure video. If we haven't watched that yet, we will. But you have your conflict, your rising action, your climax, and your resolution. They've just added some other things in to help you map out your story. So this is a good chart as well if you want something easy to organize your ideas. Using transitions for narratives helps, especially organizing by time. Some of the traditional transitions: first, next, then, before, during, after, now, soon, or later. So that's your narrative writing, definition of a narrative writing, the types of narrative writing, and some tips for helpful narrative writing. So that is your lesson. Until next time.